Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamonds for Saturday, December 6th, 2025. I am Drew Martin breaking down the SEC championship. We got the Big Ten championship and the ACC championship games coming your way. 3 bets. Let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome for Championship Saturday, what your picks are. I'll be in there chiming in as well. All right, first game up, 4 o'clock Eastern time, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia. It is the Georgia Bulldogs and the Alabama Crimson Tide. 47 and a hook being the total, minus 2.5. That is the Bulldogs as the favorite. Now, interesting schedule spot here with Georgia just playing in the same stadium last week against Georgia Tech. We'll see if it helps them here. I wouldn't put too much into it, but I'd put more into this Georgia defense, playing solid on the defensive side. They've let up 10 points or less in their last 3 games. And now they're up against an Alabama offense that for the full course of the season has been really good. You know, Ty Simpson back there throwing around. They put up some points. However, I think Georgia's playing the better football coming in. Already mentioned their defensive metrics, but it's more about Alabama. You know, just last week in the Iron Bowl, yes, they won the game, a good one in Jordan-Hare, but they were outgained by more than 130 yards against Auburn. They lost against Oklahoma the week before, or 2 weeks before. They only scored 2 touchdowns against LSU. Before that, they were losing in the fourth quarter to South Carolina. And then even before that, they only won against Missouri by 3 points. So in terms of how each team is playing in recent form, I'd give it to Georgia, even though Alabama's won, 10 of the last 11 meetings. Although the last 3 meetings have kind of been toss-up games. I think Georgia gets it done here by more than a field goal. So at minus 2.5, we're on Georgia over Alabama in the SEC championship game. Next one up, we'll head to Charlotte, North Carolina, B of A Stadium. It is Duke and Virginia for the ACC championship, kind of a head scratcher for the championship game, which you've probably heard about if you've been following social media. But it is Virginia, anywhere from minus 3.5 to minus 4.5. We'll call it consensus minus 4. That's the Wahoos as the favorite. 57 and a hook being the total. Now, Duke gets into the ACC championship after a 5-way tie with Miami, Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, and SMU. The ACC kind of commissioners could do it again. I doubt that they would have their tiebreaker point towards Duke because it might keep the ACC actually out of the college football playoff if Duke wins this. But I don't think they will. I think Virginia's the stronger team. This is a rematch of a November 15th game, not too long ago. Virginia won that game 34-17. They outgained Duke by 300 yards. Pretty dominant there. It was actually worse than the score looked. They were up 31-3 in the fourth quarter. Duke got a pick 6. I think Virginia's going to take this by more than a touchdown, guys. I mean, Duke is kind of a tough handicap. They're actually top 25 in all of college football in both takeaways and turnovers, meaning they turn their opponent over a bunch, but they also turn it over themselves a lot. So it's a little bit of a tricky handicap, not one that's going to make the client card. But again, guys, I go to Virginia, kind of the more talented team. I think they get the better quarterback play as well. And that dominating performance the first time around, we're going to back that again. We are on UVA, Virginia. Low watermark minus 3.5, but consensus will go on record with minus 4. Virginia over Duke. All right, next one up, it will be the last one, the Big Ten championship game. Before we get to it, a reminder, if you could comment below, it helps grow the show. Anything more than welcome in the YouTube comments below. I'll be in there chiming in as well. Your picks, any questions, fire away. If you're interested in premium picks, check them out, WagerTalk.com. Do have an early 5% play going on Saturday, one that we're not breaking down on the show. All right, last game here will be the best bet for the show as well. Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis, Indiana. It is Indiana and Ohio State. We are seeing the Buckeyes mostly minus 4, but again, you can find a minus 3.5 if you're in the state of Florida at Hard Rock, and it is as high as minus 4.5. We'll handicap it minus 4, 46 and a hook being the total. I am recording this Friday afternoon in the 3 o'clock Eastern hour, and this is a matchup. 2 12-0 teams, number 1 versus number 2 in the rankings. It's the first time a conference championship game has featured number 1 versus number 2 in well more than a decade. Since 2009, it was Alabama and Florida. I believe that was back when Tim Tebow was in college. But either way, we'll get after it here. Ohio State, obviously undefeated. Indiana, undefeated. Ohio State, 11-1 against the spread. They've been cashing tickets. A really tough team to kind of, for the odds makers to get a grasp on. Last year, they won this game against Indiana 38-15. And Ohio State, interesting kind of stat here. They haven't played in the Big Ten championship game, even though winning the national championship, haven't played in the Big Ten championship game since 2020, the COVID year. This year, I'll take defense over offense. Of course, Indiana with Mendoza there at the quarterback position, number one scoring margin in all of college football. But it was against the number 56 ranked strength of schedule. They're taking a step up in class here. Yes, they did go on the road and beat Oregon early in the season. I think this is a different animal against the Buckeyes, though. This is a number one defense. They're allowing less than 8 points per game, only just over 200 yards per game. So they've been dominant. Again, defense over offense. I think Ohio State gets it done. -4. I think it's too low here, guys. We're going Ohio State. They have not beaten Indiana since 1990 in a 27-27 tie. So many years ago. I don't think it happens here for the Hoosiers. We're on Ohio State -4 over Indiana for the best bet. In recap, we got Virginia -4 against Duke. And we're on the Bulldogs of Georgia over Alabama -2 and a hook. So 3 short favorites for championship Saturday. Hopefully a 2-1, if not 3-0. Guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow for the NFL Drew's Daily Diamond. Come back and join us. Until then, comment below, smash that like button, cash those tickets. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.